Far beneath the ruins of Europe's glorious civilizations lies an even more ancient world when dinosaurs were kings. For millions of years, their bones lay hidden, preserved in a gloomy primeval swamp. But a new age of discovery dawned that would bring dinosaurs back to life as European science gave birth to the greatest giants to ever walk the earth. Europe, 70 million years ago. On a steamy tropical day, a dinosaur heads for the breeding ground. The journey is perilous. For millions of years, volcanoes from a crack in the Earth's crust have been pouring lava into what is now the Atlantic Ocean, building an underwater ridge and creating an ocean. Sea level is 80 feet higher than today, and swamps cover much of Europe's coastal plain. The weather is hot and humid. Vegetation is lush, and food is plenty. But the dinosaur is wary. Her worst nightmare is nearby, stalking her. A whirlwind of powerful legs and slashing claws to bring her down in seconds. This time, she barely escapes. Her belly swollen with new life, she makes her way to the nesting site, the same one where she was born, and her mother, and her mother before. Here she will lay her eggs in the hope that her species will survive. 70 million years later, the primeval swamp would give way to vineyards, and the walls of medieval Carcassonne in the south of France. From the 12th century fortress, one of today's foremost French paleontologists sets out to try to solve a mystery posed nearly 150 years ago. Here in the upper valley of the Aude, the river has carved its way through the foothills of the Pyrenees, revealing coarse red gravel and mud deposited in prehistoric times. Today, the valley is littered with fossils, but it's the mystery surrounding the nearby village of Rennes-le-Château that lures visitors. Here, a century ago, a poor parish priest built a lavish citadel, kindling rumors of a fabled treasure belonging to the Templar Knights. Even now, tales of hidden riches and the occult at Rennes-le-Château circulate on the internet. But for paleontologist Eric Bouffetot, the real treasure lies buried in the gravel just below the church. The same sediments in which a local priest, Jean-Jacques Puech, discovered some unusual fragments 150 years ago. The most remarkable are eggshell fragments of very great dimension, Puech wrote in 1859. Their constant thickness between two perfectly parallel surfaces, their fibrous structure, and especially their regular curvature, definitely suggest that they are enormous eggshells at least 4 times the volume of ostrich eggs.
Those tiny egg-shell fragments are exactly similar to what Jean-Jacques Puech found back in the 1850s, and he was the first person ever to find and identify fossil eggs.
The priest not only found the first dinosaur eggs, he'd also stumbled on one of the largest nesting sites in the world.
The way they are tells us a few things about the nesting patterns, and with several layers, which suggest that the eggs were not just laid on the ground, but that the mother excavated some depression in the ground before she laid the eggs. Animals like crocodiles, for instance, who build kinds of nests for their eggs.
Of the hundreds of eggs that have been uncovered, all are broken, suggesting they'd hatched, but no one knows what creature laid them. $70 million years ago, this land surrounding Carcassonne and Rennes-le-Château was populated by dinosaurs living in a tropical delta. Here, a primeval river laden with silt came to a sluggish halt. But in times of flood, it swelled. Catching the dinosaurs off guard, it swept them downstream to a tragic, watery death, and then deposited their bodies on the muddy banks. Today, their bones are marked by green lines representing several years of accumulation. The site is spectacular. Dinosaurs of every kind are entombed here, one on top of the other.